man, I watched the Rayo Vallecano match, Man U Rayo Vallecano. So that was like the 24 hours after we played Atletico Madrid. So it was basically a full rotation of the squad. And far out, what a match! That was awesome. That was one of the coolest matches I've watched in ages because the Atletico Madrid game absolutely sucked because Atletico Madrid play like the worst football in the world. And it's like painful to watch. It's just so start stop and boring. And then Rayo Vallecano wanted the ball. Like they were fighting for possession the whole game. And it was wicked. It was just end to end the whole time. And I was very impressed with how well that squad did. So we saw a really, really good showing from Garnacho, who had his first start of the preseason, and he looked amazing. So honestly, he is probably on the bench at least. We'll probably definitely see him. He may even break through into the squad this season. It's looking very likely. And then James Garner was also incredibly good too. And I think that, man, Scott McTominay needs to 100% be dropped, and Garner could absolutely take that position. So, I'd really like to see that. And Eriksen played as well. Eriksen was phenomenal. And that's, okay, so this is my controversial thing. I actually think that Bruno needs to be dropped. He has played really bad. And I think Eriksen already looks better than him. So I think Eriksen will actually become our starting sort of 10, I guess. And
you think it's possible that Ten Hag might line up with sort of a 2-3-1, like a tight one?
No,
there's sort of
it's a 4-3-3, but
yeah.
Well, yeah, but the midfield is like a 6 and 2 8s. So you have like a deep lying. It's not a defensive midfielder because he doesn't really play a defensive midfielder at all. It's more like just a deep lying kind of playmaker, ball winner, I guess, but not one that sits. They sit deeper, but they don't stay back.
He's a centre midfielder.
Yeah, so a deep lying centre mid, and then 2 box to box midfielders. So it would be like Fred is in the hole, and then so you could actually play Eriksen and Bruno together, both as 8s, sort of going forward and stuff.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Yeah, it's worked very well so far. Because, normally we sort of play double 6. We play Scott McTominay and Fred in a pair. McFred.
Well, the idea of playing that is that Eriksen gets the ball, which means it frees Fred up to make the late run into the box.
Yep. And
you know what I mean? Rather than tying him down to the ball player and the provider, you can use Bruno is a bit more of a free roaming player. And Eriksen is your passer and deliverer of that ball before the ball.
Yeah. And well, Bruno
totally agreed.
Bruno has been asked to simplify his game because he just tries too many Hollywood passes and shit like that.
Oh, exactly. When he had his best season was when he was getting into the box. Very similar to when Dele Alli was having his best seasons. He was getting into the box. He wasn't playing on the ball. He was making the runs in behind and getting into space.
Yeah. It's that midfielder,
playmaker.
The midfielder with the job of get as close as you can to the striker.
Yeah.
Stand on his heels and just do whatever he doesn't.
And so, yeah, when I said drop Scott McTominay, honestly, that it's going to happen because it seems like Fred seems to be adapting well to the system, but I don't think Scotty is. And Fred was interviewed and he said that I'm willing to carry the piano for the artists in this squad.
So
that's cool.
That's a great.
Fred wants to do the doggies.
Phrase.
Yeah. If Fred wants to do the doggies, he's happy to do all the work to make everyone else look good. That's the right attitude for that role in the squad.
So would you say Scotty doesn't know?
Yeah. They call I watched the United stand and they call him Scooby Doo.
Yeah, it's because he can't be found.
Yeah. Scooby Doo, where are you? Exactly. Like that's a
yeah.
so. But yeah, so because I honestly, I think that the only reason Scott McTominay plays, especially last season, was because because Rashford was toast. If Scotty hadn't have played, we would have broken our insane 80-year record of always playing a homegrown player. Like Rashford and Scotty were the only players in the squad. Well, they're the only two players in the squad remaining that are homegrown. Because last year we had Pogba and things like that.
Like club homegrown.
Yes. So we don't want to break this 80-year record because it's just totally absurd already. Like, so Scotty or Rashford will always play because they're the only homegrown ones. But then if someone like James Garner is coming in, or I'm not sure if Garnacho is club homegrown yet, but yeah, well, if he can be replaced by Garner, that means we're not going to ruin that record. I have a feeling they will always keep that record because it's just so, yeah, you can't break it after 80 years.
At this point.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and you want to be obnoxious.
Hey, look, dude, that's one of the coolest fucking records I've ever heard.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Anyway, also in the Rayo Vallecano game, we saw a defensive pair of Varane and new signing Lisandro Martinez. And Martinez was awesome. What a cool player, man. He's so good. He is totally adapted for this horizontal movement as a centre-back. So he covers the wing really well because he's played left-back and things like that. And we did see some of his long passing as well, and it was just amazing. He can just pick out a player, man. He's just got such a good long pass. So very excited to see Martinez play. And the pairing of Varane and Martinez was amazing. And I pray to God that Harry Maguire is dropped in favour of that pair. That would just make me so happy. That is just perfect. And yeah,
I think, mate. Look, if that pair gets a good run and Maguire's form continues to, flounder, we could see that quite quickly.
Yeah, I hope so. And yeah, well, but that's good. All three.
So here's a question: if that happens, Harry Maguire doesn't play, is he out of the World Cup squad?
I don't think so.
It's 3 months. It's 3 months away, and it's 3 months of like non-stop football. It's too early to know.
I also don't think so because he is regarded as like a leader in the dressing room and stuff like that.
Yep.
He's very well liked by everybody.
And he plays well for England.
Yeah. And and also, I mean, his record in the air is still the best in the league. So
yeah. I mean, as the song goes, his head's fucking massive.
Yeah. So yeah, probably gonna stick around. But so yeah, all three signings we've made have been great, but we probably needed to make like 6 signings, like no joke. So it's still kind of disappointing. We're still eating dick on this Frankie de Jong transfer deal. I mean, Ten Hag's prepared to wait for the entire window right to the last day to try sign him. And look, I mean, honestly, the state that this club is in, I'm fine with that. We literally have to be on our fucking knees begging for any decent player to come to this club because it's in a bloody state. Like, you don't have to be super observant. You don't have to have Ozil eyes to see like what state this club is in, and the players see it too.
No.
They don't want to come here either. And so like when people are saying shit like, oh, if Ronaldo's going to be a little baby, he should just leave the club or whatever. It's like, are you retarded? If we don't have Ronaldo, we're not even going to be in the Europa League next season. We need to fucking on our knees begging for him to stay. I don't even want to entertain any of these arguments that are saying that Ronaldo out. That's absurd.
No, you shouldn't want to have Ronaldo leave.
Well, this is what some of the fans are saying, man. They just turn on him. Like it's so absurd. Like
Oh, fickle.
And if we sold him, we can't replace him. There's no striker we can buy. It would cost us 80, 90 mil to get anyone even not to get someone not even on his level. So
Luke de Jong.
but yeah, so
Anyway, so United's first match.
yeah, our first game is Brighton. And oh man, Brighton smoked us like 4-0 on the last match day. So look,
Yeah, but now they don't have a left back.
yeah.
He hasn't left yet. He'll probably still be there this weekend.
He actually is one of their best players. I would totally agree.
He's a brilliant player.
Oh yeah, so if they don't have him to defend Jadon Sancho, that might be a bit of a problem. But we might stand a better chance. But this is a huge test because we'll literally see like 4-0 loss in the last match and then Ten Hag's influence, and to see how that's going to change when we play Brighton. So it's look, obviously we have to win every match. That's the rules, and this is already a tough match right from the start because the Atletico Madrid match is sort of comparable. Like again, Brighton don't play as aggressively as Atletico Madrid, but their style is not too different. So we did sort of struggle against Atletico Madrid, and Brighton are going to be a lot fitter than Atletico Madrid were. So it's a big test, and I really hope that we actually win this one. It'll be a good way of showing the fans that Ten Hag means business. But it doesn't look like Ronaldo's not going to play this match, obviously, because he's only played 45 minutes of preseason. He's not fit. So our starting lineup's probably going to be Rashford, Martial, Sancho. And
pretty good. On paper, it's good.
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously Sancho's an incredible player, but then both Rashford and Martial seriously have something to prove. They've struggled for the last season, so we're going to need to see, serious shit from them. And I'm really curious about what the midfield's going to look like. That's probably going to be one of the most interesting parts. Otherwise, it's all going to be what you expect. Probably Dallo, Luke Shaw. It'd be Maguire. It's probably going to be Maguire and Lindelof, probably.
Has Wan-Bissaka left?
Oh, well, that's recently been announced, is that we're going to sell 6 more defenders. And Wan-Bissaka is one of them. So there's a lot to go. Phil Jones, Wan-Bissaka, Brandon Williams, Alex Telles, who is going to Sevilla. That deal's going to happen in the next day or two. Who else is there? Oh, Eric Bailly's going to go as well. It's looking like it might be Sevilla as well. It was almost Roma, but I think he doesn't want to play with Mourinho again. And
oh, come on.
And there's one more in there too. I can't remember. But yeah, so 6 defenders to leave. We've actually only net spent 30 mil in the transfer window so far, which is actually kind of fucking embarrassing for,
when you get rid of so many people.
We haven't sold anyone. The only player that we've sold is Pereira. That's it.
So how's the net? Was Lissandro just 30 mil?
No, Lissandro was.
That's it.
Oh no, so Lissandro was. I think okay, maybe we've net spent 35 mil or something. Lissandro was like 48 million pounds. Malacia was like 11 mil or something. Eriksen was free, and we sold Pereira, and the wage. Yeah, I can't remember. Either way, the net spend ends up being like 35 mil or something. It's not much.
Yeah.
And well, and I mean, it's kind of embarrassing for, you get a new coach in, and usually it's like you have 200 mil. Like that's what West Ham spent. So like that's kind of bad, man. We need 6 signings. So these last 3 better actually happen.
Yeah, but West Ham have a manager who actually managed their team last season. Like Ten Hag is new, and maybe United are sick of sort of giving a new guy immediately fucking fuck tons of money.
Well, look.
And-
That's not how it. That's absolutely not how it works. It's absolute. You get a shit ton of money when you come in as a new coach. That's usually how it goes. And then also, if we don't do that, well, then look, we're not going to be in Europe. Like that, we have no choice. The squad is fucking desperate for a change.
Correct.
And if the money,
you're fucked either way unless you win everything.
if the money's not spent, we're gonna be completely fucked. And like, look, it's not like you look at teams like Man City, Liverpool, whatever. Like when they signed Pep and Klopp, they didn't just say like, okay, just figure it out with what you've got. You're not getting any signings. It's like, no, they gave them shitloads of money to buy the players they want for their system. If the club actually believes in Ten Hag's system, they've got to give him the money to buy the players he needs.
I agree.
Otherwise, we're fucked.
I agree.
Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. The next big match for us is Liverpool, and that's in the third week. So that's the first huge test.